where something reggae happens every day in the month of February, ranging from mega reggae concerts, reggae award ceremonies, and educational symposia on reggae. February is Reggae Month. Reggae Month is February, when Jamaica invites the world to come to Mecca, Reggae Mecca, and come catch the rhythm like no place else on earth, only in Jamaica.
And that's how I made it give him the door. Breathe, I'm delighted. Jano say my passion ignited. Got the music get me excited. I'm coming like a boss.
Reggae is global. Reggae is everywhere.
Yeah, reggae is my life, you know, because I wasn't reggae, man, I walk out saying dead or something.
We have something which the world crave even right now. Reggae is internationally known.
For this reggae conversation, we welcome Copeland Forbes. He may not be one of the onstage stars, but he's one of the most powerful figures in reggae music. Mr. Forbes, thank you for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
How would you describe your role in reggae?
Oh, Jesus Kingdom. I think I wear at least 10 to 12 caps, you know, in the business, you know, from a tour manager, a road manager, a tour organizer, personal assistant, a publisher, a booking agent. I could go on and on.
Right.
You know, but the greatest thing about it is that I entered the business from a young stage in 1962, right, with our group named the Harmony Cats. You know, and we started from there performing on TADP and all those shows and things, and I worked my way up in every different angle. When I joined the Peter Tosh aggregation, I didn't join it as a manager or a road manager. I joined it as his personal assistant. And that was a very delicate role, you know, because you have to be close to the artist all the time.
Right. You mentioned you mentioned it a while ago. You're celebrating a very important anniversary this year.
Yes, this year is my 60th anniversary. You know, it's funny, I came in the business the same time Jamaica got its independence. And if you can remember that big thing in London, when we celebrated our 50th year, we had a 2-week concert at the London O2. And I was the one that actually put it together along with Rob Hallett from AEG to celebrate Jamaica's 50th. So we have something like that planning to celebrate Jamaica's 60th.
Right. So you mentioned your role in the business side as the manager, tour manager, the organizer. But there was a time when you were a performer.
I actually started out doing that first. You know, in the Harmony Cats, and then I formed.
So you were a singer and music
and dancer too.
Right.
Right.
Dancing is where you got your first big break.
Exactly. And we had a group named the Coasters. We entered the festival competition in 1970, and we won. And then I migrated to the United States and started to expand on that till I ended up touring with Johnny Nash, who was called the King of Reggae then. You know, appeared on Soul Train and all the major TV channels promoting reggae.
Right.
Because people didn't know what was reggae. They knew reggae via Johnny Nash as a black American. He was covering songs from Jamaica and Jamaican artists, Bob and Ernie Smith. And that's where people were just glued into reggae then.
But that time you were teaching them how to dance.
Yes, you know, when we went on Soul Train, matter of fact, we did 21 shows in 1 week at the Apollo. So I can tell you, because he was a 14-year-old drummer with a band named Skin, Flesh and Bones with Lloyd Parks and them, and they came up to New York to work on the show and back the rest of the artists. And we did 21 shows at the Apollo in 1 week, 3 shows per day, 7 days a week. And while we were at the Apollo performing, Don Cornelius and the vice president of black music in CBS, Logan Westbrook, came over to the Apollo because they want to promote this music reggae, and nobody know who they could call. They said, this show is happening at the Apollo. And we were there, and they came and they sat and they watched us. And when the second show was finished, you know, these people came backstage. I recognized Don Cornelius, because Soul Train was the most popular black show in America at the time. And they came up, you know, introduced myself, you know, and G. Fitzbartle was a Jamaican journalist who was very instrumental in a lot of my things in the States. And he migrated to the US, and he was writing for the Philadelphia Inquirer. So he was connected to all these people, and he was the one that got me on those big shows. And the next thing, CBS took me in, flew me out to California, you know, put us up in a 6-star hotel on Hyatt on Sunset. And then we taped the Soul Train. And my car, when I came back into New York City, it's like I was Bob Marley like then, you know. But it was a great experience. And from then on, you know, I started to move from one to the other, you know.
But there was another opportunity in California, films.
It started actually first in New York. I was walking on 57th Street, and I saw this building, 20th Century Fox. And I said, wow. So some of my friends, we all went inside looking at pictures and dancing around. And a guy came to me and said, where you guys from? You heard the accent, you know. So we were from the Caribbean. We're from Jamaica, you know, El Belafonte, you know, those are the names you have to call, because that's 1970. And then they said, you know, they're filming a movie, and they need some people, you know, from different islands in it, you know. You guys want to try out? I said, okay, go up to the 10th floor. Went up there, about 500 people up there. Give you forms to fill out. I figured we didn't stand a chance, because we got an accent. That's first thing, and there were all black Americans there. We fill it out. They give you a script. You read it. 5 minutes, and they just said, okay, we'll get back to you later. About 2-3 weeks later, I came in from work. My sister said, oh, some Fox place keep calling here for you. So I don't know what kind of Fox is this. I said, Fox. So she gave me the number. I called. 20th Century Fox? I said, my name is Copeland Forbes. Oh, Mr. Forbes, we've been trying to find you because you have been selected for the movie. Because when they interviewed me, you know, they said he's the lightest man in America. Survived. They said, have you had any acting skill before? I said, yes, the pantomime in Jamaica. I'm always performing at the Ward Theatre. Them don't know what pantomime is, a play. And I gave them all that story. So I was like a little edge in there. And then I got a part. Now, the movie that they were filming was The French Connection, right? And I got a very nice part in it. You know, in that part in Brooklyn where Roy Scheider was dressed as a police, and Gene Hackman in his Santa Claus clothes. You know, and I play that scene in the bar. And that's where I actually start moving up, you know, moving from one to another. I perform at the Apollo Theatre on the Amateur Hours show, you know, and then when the Wailers came in 1973 on the Catch a Fire tour, that's when G. Fitzbartle took me down to the hotel at 23rd Street, introduced me to Bob, you know, and then I started moving on the road with them, so I was moving that fast, you know.
So you work with pretty much everybody who is anybody in reggae?
Yes, really and truly. If you ask people around the world, I work with at least 98% of the artists in different capacities. Sometimes people ask me, how did I do it? How you manage to work with all these different artists? How are their characteristics? But, you know, I mean, 60 years out there in the business, if you can't gather and learn how to deal with people, you know. 'Cause I'm a people person. I was born August 1st, you know. I'm a Leo. So I'm a people person. And plus, I spent a number of years in the Boy Scout. Because that's where I must give credit to the Jamaica Boy Scout. I learned so much from them. And that's where when I started traveling. I started traveling when I was 14, representing Jamaica at international jamborees here and there. As a matter of fact, I was in Greece at one point, sharing the same tent with, it was Prince Constantine then. He became King Constantine of Greece. So he was rubbing shoulders with those people, sleeping in the same tent with him, and, you know, so it was a great opportunity I got. So the scouting helped me, you know, and mold me into making me self-reliant and resourceful, and could be able to fit into any category, you know, around the world. And I'm sure you must have heard that my association with the royal family.
Yeah, the Queen Mother,
Yes.
Queen Elizabeth.
In 62, when we were
Philip.
celebrating independence, I was selected to be her official car door opener, right? So I was traveling with the royal party, you know, everywhere they went, you know, Parliament, Montego Bay, right, doing that duty, right? And I did it for the Queen Mother, Prince Philip, when he came to open the arena in 1966, And most of all, I did it for His Imperial Majesty Emperor Haile Selassie when he visited Jamaica in 1966.
How did you get all of these opportunities? Mr.
Well, you
Forbes?
know, as I said, I'm a leader. I'm born to lead. It's Bob Marley told me that, when he sat with me in 1973 in the hotel in New York. He said, when you're born? I said, August 1st. He said, you're a born leader, man. I got the first mayor for a day for Kingston. I was selected, in 1965.
Was that a youth mayor?
Yeah. At 18 years of age, I'm the mayor of Kingston. I came from a humble background. I was born in Jonestown and grew up between Jonestown and Trenchtown. And he can tell you, I have lived it. Bonnie Whaler, myself, and Master Griffiths all went to the same school. We knew each other from 5 years of age at Chatola Park School, the Little Miss School in Chatola Park. Then Bonnie went to All Saints, and then to Camperdown, and me and Marcia went to Kingston Senior, which is now Kingston Junior Secondary. So this, being around all these people over the years and coming into the entertainment business, it was easy because it's like I've been around them for years. I shared so much great moments.
Did you live in a musical home? Was there music at home all the time?
No, really, don't you remember, my mother is Cuban, right? Funny, I'm a mix-up thing. My mother is Cuban, my father is Irish. Cause I was wondering, all my brothers have royal name, Charles, Alexander, I'm George. And I said to my mom, why are we having all these royal middle names? And she said, well, your grandfather is Irish, so they stuck close to that heritage, And my grandmother is Panamanian, and I'm Jamaican. But there was no music. My mother will be singing around the house. But I think I was cut out from music because I loved it. Matter of fact, I love music and I loved movements. And that's why I like groups with movements. I was attracted. The Temptations is what got me glued to it, and James Brown, because our group, the Coasters, idolized those groups, and we were doing that kind of stuff, on stage, So it was a great help for me. I tried out being a musician, because my brother-in-law, Ron Wilson, he blows the trombone, and I have another brother-in-law who's a singer, and I wanted to be in the music so bad, and I started learning the trombone, and then somebody told my mother that I'm doing something that's going to give me a heart problem. I'm going to get big. So my mother stopped me. And then I decided I'm going to learn the bass. And I started learning the bass. But I used to suck finger. Some things used to come up on the finger here. I couldn't suck my finger no more. Because those days people play the bass like this. Just recently people started playing like this. So I couldn't do that. I started the drum because I was associated with the Mighty Vikings band. And I used to pray that the drummer get drunk at night. Because when the drummer not feeling, when the band leader, Desmond Miles, would say, sit around the drum. And I would get my little thing there and practice and thing and so on. So with all of that, it helped me, to become into the musician. Right. And when I used to suffer from cramps in my leg. So I realized the drum wasn't for me because I couldn't know if I should use my instep or my heel on the kick. So I was getting cramps. And then I decided that, I'm going to leave that. I'm going into sports. So I started learning fencing with Victor Sampson and thing at Holborn Studio. So I would start attending fencing class, doing my thing and so on. And somebody told my mother that I'm going to learn sword fight, to fight with sword. And I was there working out with Victor Sampson, and I think somebody hold him in my waist. My mother walked from Jonestown all the way to Holborn Studio and grabbed me in my waist and pulled me straight back to Jonestown, so me learning sword fight. And I said, it's fencing. Which fence? I don't see no fence. Where you can learn to jump fence or what? So it was a great, humble beginning that I think I was cut out to be in music.
I'm fascinated by the stories of your mother and the impact that she had on you growing up.
Yes, we have 12 in the family, 12 children, and my father wasn't really at home. My father used to come to the home, but every time he makes a trip, as I have a book coming out, I have it in it that she ended up going to the hospital because she was pregnant. Well, my mother used to go to the hospital almost yearly. Every time she leaving, they say, okay, Mrs. Forbes, see you next year. And she was back. So we had 12 children, 7 boys and 5 girls, and the family was together, love, and she worked hard. When I said hard, sometimes she was doing 3 jobs. to feed 12 children. Come, my father just come in and he's gone. Come and he's gone. You know, and I remember when I had to go overseas, 1961, you know, she was the one that worked to get me the money to help with the fare to go, you know, and she concentrated on me. And the great thing about it, that I became a symbol for the area I lived in Jonestown. I was born at 5 Poyat Street. So a lot of youths in the area became Boy Scouts. And then when I moved to Trenchtown, really the ghost town, where it's dirt road, you know, I motivated quite a lot of youths in the area too, from Greenwich Street to 7th Street. And a lot of them became Boy Scouts, right? And we started to move from there. So she was very influential in my life. That's why my book, Reggae My Life, I dedicated it to her, because with her motivation and what she saw in me. The first time I was going to the United States, 1967, to represent Jamaica at a Boy Scout Jamboree, right? She worked hard, get the money, give me so I could go, you know, and she saw that, you know, I have the leadership quality in me, you know, and I appreciated that much. And Lillian Forbes, I will never forget you.
You tried your hand at the music, you tried to play it, you tried to sing it, it didn't quite work out. How did you get into the business side of it, where you're managing artists, leading them, organizing shows across the world?
Well, I tell you something, it really started, I have to give credit to a man named Winston, the late Winston Chinqui, who was the manager of a band named the Mighty Vikings. I was a member of the Mighty Vikings fan club. We used to have meetings regularly at a club named Sombrero. And I hung around him because they owned the Jamaica Commercial Institute at Duke Street. I hung around him a lot, and I saw how he handled the management side of it, you know, and how he dealt with everything. And I learned a lot from him, because I have a soft heart, you know, and sometimes I see him get mean and strong, but I realize that, you know, you have to be mean and strong sometime. And he said something to me that I'll never forget. He said, listen, Copeland, I'm going to tell you this. You see, in life, sometimes you have to be selfish to be successful. And I said, what you mean? There are times when you have to concentrate on you and what's best for you and what suits you, and not just everybody else, because you can't please everybody. You have to please yourself. And he was the one that molded me into being a leader, a manager. And then I started out really first. The first group I managed was the Mighty Diamonds, when they were hot in the 70s. And they were signed to Virgin Records, you know, and then I came down to Jamaica. I knew them because some of them was in the Boy Scout with me. Tabby was at All Saints, and the rest lived in Trenchtown, you know. So I knew them, so it was good at the time. And I took over their management, and we went on the first tour in England. You know, that's when I met Richard Branson. He was a little 21-year-old boy, very calm. He just ride a little scooter to work in his slippers, not knowing this man would have been involved in who he is today. And he took care of us. I took a band named the Revolutionaries from Channel 1 with Sly and Ansel Collins, Lloyd Parks, you know, Gitsy. And we went off to England and we toured the UK and toured down the place. It was unbelievable, you know. One thing I was going to say is that I'll never forget that tour. They put us on a rock festival named Reading. And we were reggae. We had U-Roy as the opening act. And when we started, I've never seen so much eggs and tomato throw. The people started to pelt us, tomatoes flying through the air. You know, I had to be a good thing. I watched American football or the wide receiver them move. I was running from one side of the stage to the other to try to catch tomatoes, you know. And Sly, everybody wanted to come over, and Sly said, no, we're going forward. We're going to hit them with music. And we kept going, and the people them throwing eggs and tomatoes, same way. We keep going and just dodging them. Thing. And after a good while, them stopped. And then them started to throw. Those on the right started throwing to those on the left, and those on the left throwing on the right. So it was like this, until finally they just stopped, and everybody started to rock to the music and so on. So, and I said to Richard Branson, we got back to London, Richard, why you put us on that festival? The guy named Johnny Rotten from the Sex Pistols was the headliner. So you know the kind of crowd that's coming there, you know, people chop off their clothes on the stage and do all kind of thing. And we were there, he said, oh, we want you to cross you over into the rock audience, because those are the people who love reggae music and grab to reggae music. So it was a great experience right there. And then I started doing the management.
Yeah, it sounded like a hostile reception to reggae. Was that normal in the early days?
In the early stage, really, the white folks were the ones that grabbed onto it early, you know. And if you listen to even some of Bob's records, you will hear all these guitar and synthesizer songs, because what Chris did, you know, is when they recorded the Catch a Fire album, he took the raw tracks to England and brought Bob over, and they overdubbed a lot of stuff, you know, that was likened onto rap music. So the music could go a step further instead of just being into this box by itself, you know, and it helped. And it, you know, if you listen to most of the groups now, in Peter Tosh, when I work with them, they always have a guitarist, you know, that has that lick that, you know, can sweeten the music. And so the white folks grab onto it first, and they were the ones that were supporting the music for years. It took us a long time to get the black folks into it, especially Black America, you know.
What was the problem with getting the Black Americans on?
You know, they are into their rhythm and blues and soul. And I remember Bobby's touring yearly. And when after the hiatus, and he came back out in 1978, and he went out to refresh the market, he saw where his audience was still the same. So he wanted to cross into a different audience. So he decided to play 4 or 5 days at the Apollo, you know, straight, to grab some of the Black Americans. And it's like, it worked, but not to the extent that he wanted to, you know, and that's why he took the job to open for the Commodores the following year, the 1980, at Madison Square Garden. I can tell you this, people may not know this, but I know it. Bob didn't get any money for that show. What Bob took was peanut. As a matter of fact, he tell him that money, give it to the band, because he had a single named Could You Be Loved that he wanted to get into the market. If you listen to that song, you know, you can, you know, it's a little different, but it's so popular until this very day. You know, he tried with Exodus, and when he did Exodus, even Jamaicans didn't like it. They said, oh, that's not the reggae thing. You know, but the song, the message is in the music. If you listen to the lyrics of all of Bob's songs, if you can dance to it, you can learn from it. Emancipate yourself from mental slavery. None but ourselves can feel our mind. You want anything better than that? You know, and leading into the Madison Square Garden thing, I was in the hotel, you know, in New York, sitting with him when he was getting calls the week leading into the show, you know. Some big rock groups calling him, Bob, don't do the show. Don't do the show. Your career is going to be damaged. Opening for the Commodores at that height. Lionel Richie had all those hit songs, and you're going to open for him. And I remember Bob said to me, the more they tell me not to do it, is the more I want to do it, you know. I don't have to prove no point. And I like to be a big fish in a small pond. So if they're giving me a small here, I'll take it, because I know what I'm going to do, you know. And I mean, everybody heard about that show at Madison Square Garden. As a matter of fact, that was the last show the Commodores did together. Lionel Richie left after that, you know. So it was a very great experience there, you know.
Are you surprised, having been there at that time when the reception to reggae was lukewarm? Are you surprised at the growth of the music and the impact that it has today?
Well, you know something, I'm not surprised, because I saw the potential, right? And I am privileged and honored that I was at most of the big ones, them that the music evolved. Peter Tosh opening for the Rolling Stones, you know, is a great thing that for reggae music, you know. And, you know, all the big festivals that's happened. Japan, I was at 90% of the Japan Splash. And I stand there and look and see 60, 70, 80,000 people who don't speak English, but they're singing all the reggae songs. They know it, the word for word. And you see that, you said, well, you know something, the music, as Bob said in one of his interviews, the music is going to keep on and on and on until it finds its rightful place, you know, and the music keeps going and will never stop. I remember years ago, I went to Thailand. A friend of mine lived there who used to run a club in Florida named the Reggae Cafe, and he moved to Thailand, bothering me, come to Thailand, you need to come. I said, it's too far, just get up to go to Thailand. I looked at the map and I said, okay, it's close to Japan. When I go to Japan, I'll do it. So we went to Japan with Master Groups, did certain concerts, live wire, everybody, and then I decided to just fly down to Thailand, just to spend a couple of days. My friend met me. When I was going into Thailand, going through the city, I saw a big red, green, and gold banner across the city with my name on it. Welcome Copeland, you know. And I said, wow. And he said, wait till you get for the welcome party. Whoa. Bolt was in China, mashing up, you know, Beijing. And, you know, Thailand is not far away. So, you know, a Jamaican in town, And I went to the hotel, got dressed quick, you know, and he took me to the welcome party. And when I walked into this place, I was surprised. There were hundreds of people there, and ladies, Thai ladies dancing with the flowers around them. And I was privileged and honored to be introduced to a German billionaire, Nikolai, you know. And he said he had heard about Jamaica. He has never met a Jamaican, and he was honored to meet me and so on. And to put it in a nutshell, I went to spend 3 days. He took me out of my hotel and gave me a resort. He said, I love that music, reggae. Gave me a resort to stay, and I stayed a whole month, right? And then he took me to another partner of his who owned a club in Thailand, in a place named Koh Samui, right? An island off the mainland of Bangkok. And he has a club that holds 5,000 people, named Reggae Pub. He speaks no English, but he has every reggae tape, right? He took me to a warehouse, and when I walked into the warehouse, I said, never say red, green, and gold. Baseball bat, golf club, golf bat, boats, everything in red, gold, and green. So I knew that the music was going to move from one level to the other. One thing I always say, when you have a music where the world want to sing it, they want to talk like you, they want to walk like you, they want to look like you, they want to sing like you, you know, and adapt you in every way. It must be a special thing in the world.
Yeah.
And that's what reggae music is, very special. So I remember when I took Peter Tosh to Swaziland. Swaziland is southern Africa, right? And it's the first time a reggae concert was going there that Peter didn't even want to go through South Africa, because it was apartheid time at that time. So we had to fly from here to London, London to Germany, Germany to Zimbabwe, and the promoter sent 4 planes to pick us up in Zimbabwe to fly us to Swaziland. And when we arrived in Swaziland, the cars that they have to take us around, the license plate had Peter Tosh's name as a license plate on it. You know, and when I saw that, I said, oh my God, you know, you see these people out there adore our music and our country. So we have to preserve what we have. We still have the great potential in the music, because the message is in the music. And that's why I encourage artists that when you're recording, record positive music that can last for years and years and years.
You talk about the potential, but as it is now, is reggae in good shape across the world?
Well, we don't own it. You know, one time we used to say people have to come to Jamaica to record and do this. No. The top 10 reggae groups in the world are foreigners. Groundation, Soldier. If you see the kind of crowd those guys pull out, Let's Go Bowling, something another stupid, you know. And these are groups that form in the States. South America, most of the groups that are popular in South America are foreign reggae acts. The ones that are, the Jamaican ones that are popular, people wouldn't come to them show in Jamaica. Eric Donaldson, when he arrives in Brazil, he has to get police escort from the airport to take him in. He's so huge. Max Romeo, another big one again, you know. And I asked the promoters down there, why are the Brazilians, the South Americans, grappled to those artists, you know? He said, well, the music came via the UK. And those vintage music, kind of music that the people, I remember when I took John out to Brazil the first time, the songs that they want him to sing, he said from he recorded those songs in the 60s, he had never sang them before. We had to download the songs and write out some of the hook lines and the lyrics on the stage and paste them on the stage. So John could just sing and just glance down, you know. So it tells you that the music has this great potential, and we encourage and implore our artists to make good music, because later on, you know, look at Ken Booth. Look how long he wrote The Train Is Coming, Baby. And when the movie come, Money Train, they use this song, you know. And you talk about it, so that song gave him one of the biggest, you know, in his life.
I said the train is coming, baby. I said the train is coming now.
Do you remember how many countries you introduced the people to reggae?
Jesus, it's better say how many I didn't, you know. So many countries. What the place I yearned to go, and I was close to it until war broke out, was Afghanistan and Iraq. Because I was talking to some people to carry a reggae package right there, you know, and then things broke. But up to a few years ago, we went to Abbey Reggae Festival in the Ivory Coast. Minister Grange was there too, and Brother Lenny was there too. where they launched the Abbey Reggae Music Festival and Conference, you know, and I felt honored to be a part of, you know, be the tour manager for that group, assisting Minister Grange on it. And I tell you something happened at that conference. You know, they had a big conference with kings and queens from around Africa. And we were all in this conference. And at the end of the conference, the band struck up Burning Spear, Slavery Days. You know, the song Slavery. Do you remember the days of slavery? And everybody's sitting there doing like this, you know, and they say the protocol, the kings and queens cannot get up and dance. And me sitting there and Minister Grange looking at each other and we're bowing with heads. And like we just read each other and me and she just get up and just take the dance floor. And we start to dance and do the moves them. And in no time, kings, queens, and princesses, the dance floor was full with people rocking to the music, man. And I said, look at that. You know, the music was able to break the protocol there and bring the kings and queens them out on the floor, skanking to reggae music. And it's Burning Spear, Slavery Day was the song played.
So you tell us that you worked with almost everybody.
Yes.
But who were some of the more memorable ones? You had Jimmy Cliff,
Oh.
Bunny Wailer, Peter Tosh, Bob Marley.
You know something? There are quite a few that stands out still because of what happened in the era. When I went to South Africa with Jimmy Cliff, 1980, during the apartheid time, that was a hell of an experience because we didn't know that it was illegal to wear camouflage in Africa. And during that era, everybody, the camouflage outfit, the army look, everybody was jumping into it. So Jimmy had all of us, even the crew, dressed in it. And we landed in South Africa, you know, and the show was held in Soweto. But we stayed at a hotel in Johannesburg. And I remember the day we were going to the concert, the bus came to pick us up. The guy was about a 35, 36-year-old guy. He said he has never been to Soweto, and he was born there. You know, he's a white guy driving the bus, and I know he was a little nervous. He saw all these rough-looking guys in army clothes showed up, and the bus is driving. Put a long story short, when we got into the stadium, it took a while to get in because people were on the bus. It was a moving body of human being. People hanging on the bus, Jimmy, 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 because Jimmy had a song down there. He did a cover of Bob Marley's No Woman No Cry.
No woman no cry.
And it sold over 1 million copies there, you know. So Jimmy was very popular, and most of his songs were very popular in Africa because Jimmy has been going to Africa before most, even before Bob, you know, performed there. Jimmy has been going there, so he's very big there. When we went to the stadium, we could barely move, man. The stadium was packed. We got about 75 yards, couldn't go no further to the stage. So I came out and I looked around, and when I came out, soldiers were there, you know, the soldiers with M16 guns around, you know. I came out, I phoned the promoter, we got to get protection to go to the stage, get it. You know. When I go up and I said, okay, gentlemen, let's go, and we descended the bus. It was everybody shocked to see us in military clothes and wondering, what is this, you know? So we went up, went on the stage, and then the soldiers went on the stage and surrounded the stage with their guns and that, you know, and the people started throwing bottles. I've never seen Coca-Cola bottle big like about this. They took out them shoes, them belt, people were hurling anything they could find at the stage. People have to be ducking bottles, everything, and the soldiers them out there. So I run to the chief, that is there. I said, listen, you have to get them down. He said, no, orders from headquarters. The soldiers have to stay up there. I said, no. And he's arguing with me, And then an MC guy went up there, a black guy. Ladies and gentlemen, please stop throwing the bottles. If you don't stop, we're going to call the police. Jesus, who tell him to say that? A bottle came flying through the air and hit him down, boof, in front of me. Ground, blood. I run to listen, you have to get them all. Blah, 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 blah. They're speaking in a language named Kosar. Blah, 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 blah. All right there. Signal, whoo. Everybody came down. Now, I have to go up there to talk to the crowd. I was scared like hell. But I went up. Ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters, we came all the way from Kingston, Jamaica to uplift you through the power of reggae music. So please stop throwing the bottle, and we're going to get the stage clear and move on. And they said, hey! And everybody, the symbol there was a symbol like this. Everybody would at the man like this. And then, ready, Jimmy came on. That was one of the standout one with me that I'll never, ever forget. You know, and Brazil, when we went to Brazil, and he and Gilberto Gil, who is now a minister of government, you know, he was a big act down there. We were touring together, you know, in Brazil that year. And, you know, Brazil was where Jimmy Cliff got his first big hit, Wonderful World, Beautiful People. Wonderful world, beautiful people. That's where he wrote it, and that's where he wrote it about that country. So that was another great experience with me.
One of the things that come up all the time when people talk about you was that One Love peace concert. You were involved in that,
1978. Yes, you know, I'm honored and privileged again that in the organizing of the concert, I was living in the gallery at the time, and Tommy Cowan House was a meeting place where all the facets from both sides of the fence were meeting every day. Claude and Massop, Bucky Marshall, Tan, Tech Life, all these weird names. So I was there, being a part of it and watching and seeing everything and how everything went. And then I was up by the museum every day, right? Because the old plan, that some people may not realize it, you know, the plan was really for the Wailers to come together to do that peace concert, you know. All three of them, like when after they broke up, you know, they came back to Jamaica and together in this reunification when Marvin Gaye came to Jamaica, when Stevie Wonder, when the Jackson 5, right? So something like that was the idea they had in mind. But one artist said, no, he's not doing that because he didn't like the idea how the peace came about. I mean, he spoke to me personally, which was Bunny Wailer. He said, listen, it wasn't the government called the peace, you know, or the people and us. I don't like this idea, you know, so him didn't want to party. So it ended up that Bob would do a solo concert and Peter would do a solo concert, you know. And that concert is so memorable, you know, and a lot of tension that night because Peter used the opportunity to express himself in some very expletive ways while both sides of the fence, political fence, were sitting there watching the concert. But he expressed himself so much. Stand up for your rights, brother. And the magic that Bob did in the middle of his concert, because Bob rehearsed 36 songs, but when he got to jamming, he felt the vibe to just do what he did by calling the Prime Minister then and the leader of the opposition on stage and hold hands, you know, that sign, and let them shake hands in front of the people to see that it's peacetime now and everything, you know. And that was a great symbol for me. And when Jacob Miller called on he was the lead singer of Inner Circle Band, and he called on all the Warren Pacters then, who are now working together from both sides, hugging, you know, to show the symbol of peace. I sat there and I watched all of that, and I said, you know, I'm proud that I was there to witness it and see it happen. I remember after Peter finished his performance, and he was in the dressing room, everybody came out. A journalist came to him and said, Mr. Tosh, you know that if you were in Cuba and you spoke like that in front of the head of the state, they would have shot you right on the spot. So I talk anything I want to say anywhere. Which other place we must talk it? I must talk my mind here. I can't talk it to myself at home. You know, and in Bridget was there. Yes, tell them, my brother, tell them, my brother. So it was full of so much little thing here and there. I remember I think, you know, I'm going to bust the Silko one out in the book. I was up at Tough Gun and everybody working together out on the road. And I was there assisting with tickets and so on. And Bob was in a little room on a table lying down sleeping. A guy ride a bicycle or a bike, I can't remember, come up. I said, where's Bob, where's Bob, where's Bob? And I said, what happened? So I just see some man down at the ghetto say, they might plan to come shoot up the show this weekend. And me hear it and me get scared now. Bob was in a room and Bob jump up quick. And him hear everything and he went through another door. And I remember David Madden, who is a trumpeter, and Glenn DeCosta, who played in his band, was driving out in a pickup. And him just run and jump in the back of the pickup, right? And said, can't go around to Annette Crescent. He had a house around Annette Crescent, not far away, where the kids and everything, and go around there. I locked the door. I went inside there and I sit there roaring like crazy. And then about an hour later, all the vehicles drove. Claude, Bucky, everybody. you know, and come in and say, where's Scott? They call Bob Scott. Hey, Scott. I said, listen, a man right by come on here and say, here, so some man down, so I plan to come do something at the show weekend. Claudia and Bucky started to laugh. I said, well, who can do anything for this? This can't happen here. You man, nothing like that can happen. Any man will do that. So everybody there work together as in a peace and harmony, you know. That can't happen. Where's Scott? I said, go around, son. And then go around, few man, come back and thing, you know. And that never left my mind. And I remember when Bob came back, he was in a bass line. Putu 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 putum. Putum putu putum putu 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 putu. He was humming that bass line all along. And that song, he developed a song from it named So Much Trouble in This World. You know, and when he got the whole idea, it wasn't even the Wailers band that played it, you know. I think it was another bassman and Mikey Boo and drum. Him just called Tyron and said, any musician then and run in the studio. And that song became one of his target songs, So Much Trouble in This World.
Yeah.
You know,
But you were also there during Bob's last year.
Yes, yes. That last year, I tell you, I am happy that I spent so much time over at the Essex House with him. He came into New York about 3 weeks before the concert. And we had a show with Dennis Brown at the Beacon Theatre. And you know, Dennis Brown is Bob Marley's favorite artist. He loves him. So he said to me in the day, tell Lloyd Parks to rehearse 2 songs, I think Rat Race and With the Cap Fit. He's going to come over and do 2 songs for Dennis at Dennis's concert. The only bad thing that Dennis never showed up, you know. Dennis was still in London while we were at the Beacon Theatre trying to pack. It was Labor Day weekend, you know. That's another story by itself for another chapter. But Bob came over in his limo. I didn't even know he was outside in the limo while we inside trying to solve the problem. Because the show was supposed to start at 8 o'clock. And then 9:30, we're still in the room there sitting, didn't know what to do. And then the man for the theater came around and said, fellas, why don't you guys get the show started? You know, we are 8 to 11, it's now 25 to 10. I said, we can't start. What's the problem? I said, the headliner is in London. He said, what? Jesus Christ, we are sitting on a bomb. And never forget when the man said that. You know, because 3 years before that, there was a reggae concert in there and shots fired inside the Beacon Theatre. And there was a stampede to get out. You know, so here we are 3 years later now. And the same thing is about to happen. The man said, please say nothing to the audience until I alert the police, the ambulance, and the fire department. And he called them up and they surrounded the theater. Everybody expects a stampede now because Labor Day weekend, you know, and New York is packed. And the headliner is not there. You know, I didn't even know Bob was in the limo outside. If I knew Bob was out there already, I would have gone to and said, Bob, then it's not coming up, but see, you can't. He would have come in and probably ease the tension. We came up with a quick formula, you know, to postpone the show until the following week, you know, and the tickets will be honored and so on to solve that little problem. And it was in a nutshell. When Dennis finally showed up a week later, you know, Bob came over to the radio station and sat with him at the radio station with Ken Williams, you know, to do damage control. Because he said, you know, when artists don't show up for a show, it hurts the music and hurts other acts. So he was sat in the studio with Dennis at WLIV and did the interview to repair the damage, you know. And then he stayed in New York, did all the interviews. And you know something, his contract was up with Island, you know. And he was getting calls from all over, big deals. I remember a big major company called and offered big money for him. And he listened to everybody. When I heard Bob say, one thing, you know, I prefer to be a big fish in a small pond. I couldn't understand that term. I said, Scar, what do you mean by that? I said, no man, when I'm at Island, I get all the attention. I go on them big label there, them just sign me and shelf me. Because Rick James, Lionel Richie, everything was bossing in that company, you know. So him had that kind of smartness about him. And when the concert came about, it was 2 days at Madison Square Garden, he didn't get him a sound check. Everybody went to the sound check. And they sat there, the Commodores were flying there, the lights and thing, and as an opening act, you know, you have to just take what they dish out for you. As a matter of fact, a lot of people don't know it until it's very day. Probably you're the first one to go and tell. Bob actually originally wasn't booked for the show, you know, right? It was a Commodore show because it was put on by BLS Frankie Crocker, right? But Danny Sims, who used to work with Bob before, came back in the picture, and he cut a deal with Frankie Crocker to put Bob on the show, right? And promotion, right? And that's so Bob. If you listen to commercial, after it run, it's also had it is Bob Marley and the Wailers, because Bob wanted to use that concert to transcend to the other audience that he never fully grabbed when he did the Apollo the year before. So this was an opportunity because black and whites are coming to the Commodores, who were as hot as fire. And I tell you, that night at the show, I witnessed it myself. He didn't get any sound check. So he told everybody, we're not going back to the hotel, you know. We're staying right here, not moving. And he was connecting with all his musicians and everything. And then he got from, I think, 7:30 to 8:30, because there was an artist named Curtis Blow before him. And when he was ready to head to the stage, we couldn't find one of his musicians, Wire, the keyboardist. We couldn't find him. Bob said, let's go. You know, and Bob moved to the stage. Little spot set up in front. Ken Williams introduced him. And you know what he did? He used the first song for his sound check, a song named Natural Mystic, where it started drum and bass, boom, 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 drum and bass, then keyboards, guitars and things. And when he catch a balance, well, as a matter of fact, that show I saw something I never seen before. His number one engineer is Dennis Thompson, and he's always in the house. But he has a guy named Errol Brown who came from Treasure Isle, and Marsha introduced to him. A fantastic engineer. His son is Shane Brown now, who managed Popcorn and everything. And he switched now and put Dennis on the monitor and as Errol in the house, because he said once he gets the stage balanced quick, because Dennis knew the sound, balance quick, he can push it out. And he used that first song for the sound check. And when he catch a balance now, boom, and Carly just make that drum roll. And he's going, there's a natural mystic flowing through the air, and you could feel it. That show, Mick Jagger, the whole Rolling Stone were there, Earth, Wind and Fire.
Dionne Warwick.
Dionne Warwick. She was there. Everybody came because they said this is a suicide thing Bob is doing. That major rock group from Jersey called him and tell him, said, don't do the show. You're going to get hurt. His publicist came over, Charlie Comer, Bob, please, don't do that show. It's going to hurt your career. And the more they're telling him, says the more he wanted to do it. So when he went to the stage, his keyboard guy never there, and he kicked off. Boom, and start slow. And he was building up. About halfway through the show, somebody came and told me that one of the Bob musicians outside and can't come in, can do have his laminate. I said, what? So Fitzbattery and Skill Code said to me, go and see who is that. When I went down, it was Wire. Wire gave away his laminate. And you know, Madison Square and strict. You know, you can't just say, I'm playing with Bob Marley. Plus, worst of all, the Bob is on stage already. And you're not there. So I explained to the guy, you know, that yes, he's part of the band, but he lost his laminate. So what did he? Let him in and send a security with us, you know. And we were rushing now, and just as we go in where the area is, Carly, the drummer, was just rolling off in another song. So Wire took off, bim, running to the stage. Out of nowhere, I saw about a dozen 6-footer, 300-pounders. Security man just came and grabbed him and whap! I have to run to the guy and say, no, he's part of the band. Which damn band? This band been on stage over half an hour. I said, see his keyboard there? And they look and saw an empty keyboard. And Wire get up and go up there. Bob saw it, and Bob, you just leave him out and just sit and he just go on. And I'm standing beside Mick Jagger. And it going. And you see, when it went into jamming, and Bob segue into Exodus, and the Carly roll off into Exodus, I see Mick Jagger do a flip in the air, split, and I say, Cope, it's finished now. And when Bob carried Exodus and bring everybody upon him foot, that's the first time I said lighter in the ear. Jamaica never do it yet, right? Lighters in the ear. And when he must scream and him finish, he got 101 in the 45 minutes and come off. And he went back on to do the Could You Be Love, which was the single that he wanted to break. You see when Alan is kick off, and we call this a rap and roller, the whole garden was going like this. I've never seen anything like that yet in my life. Everybody on their feet and is rocking. And when Bob mash it and come off, I said, Dionne Warwick, come on. I said, hug. You know, Keith Richards, Mick Jagger, everybody. We're just hugging Bob, Earth, Wind and Fire, everybody. They've never seen anything like that. Commodores at a stage, the white stage that the Bee Gees use, where the keyboard come up the ground, spin around, smoke coming around, lights flying over the place. I remember me, Bob, and him friend named Lip, go out in the crowd, you know, and was watching the show. And people were still shouting for Bob Marley, Bob Marley, Bob Marley. And one time I saw when they was doing a song named Brick House. Yeah, I think that was the song. And I see the drummer get up. This is the Commodore's drummer. He had a gun and then foot. And the drummer get up and come to the front of the stage and he's off the gun and so boom, boom, boom. In the garden and they just lick out the lights and you see some lights fly around and I say, Commodore, and the people and I say, Bob Marley, Bob Marley, Bob Marley. And I stand there and Bob slap this and I say, yes, I want the seal. I went back into the dressing room and then that was the last show. Well, the second to last show because he did 2 nights there. And then the next one was in Pittsburgh, you know, but he was in New York and from what we heard that he went over to the park to play some football and then he collapsed there. And Danny Sims, who was working in management with him at the time. As a matter of fact, when the show finished at Madison Square Garden, I heard the big whiz from WBLS said to Danny Sims, now he's ready for the big tour. They was going to put him with Stevie Wonder. He and Stevie Wonder was going to tour together, you know, after that Madison Square Garden show. So after he collapsed, you know, and they took him to Sloan Kettering, you know, and then realized the situation then, you know, they decided that, you know, the doctor, Danny Sims told me that the doctor said, you know, listen, he's not going to live anyway, you know, he has only 3 weeks, so, you know, just let the tour keep going until him drop down. And Danny said, no, you can't do that. That is inhuman. You know, so the Pittsburgh show was really like the last show. When they came down, Rita and the girls and everybody down, they suspect something because Bobby's always early, you know. Everything in there. When the man tour, he was the first one on the bus. At the venue, he was the first one there. So when they seen him come down, they realized something was wrong, you know. And then when they went down and Desi is in right hand that stay with him cooking food and everything and so on, and until Desi watch him, you know, until Skill watch him because boy, feel like he may go down and thing, you know. And he did that last show. They said he did a sound check with one song that lasted over an hour. I think it was Lord, I gotta keep on. I can't remember the exact song, you know. And everybody could feel that something was wrong. Then it wasn't really him. And after the show, it's funny, you know. After the show finished, they canceled the tour. He stayed in New York, and he was staying at Danny Sims' house. And then at nights, he was down by Ken Williams' club. I was down there with him. I see him dance 3.5 hours straight one night. You know, him just a special night for him at the club. And Ken Williams bringing the Miss Jamaica New York girls to brighten up the place. And the place was nice, it set fruits and everything. And Bob danced spoos, merengue, calypso, ska, everything. As one girl tired him, just took up another one. And I said to them, I've never seen ska dance so. And he was dancing. I remember when he came into Ken Williams' office, I sat with him and I said, Ska, how you feel like what the doctor said, you only have 3 weeks to live? He said, boy, I'm rolling a cone, me call it. If him split them big, he was rolling a cone, you know. I said, boy, I don't even worry about that, you know. I just enjoy life to the fullest. And during that time, before he left for Germany, he went to boxing down at Madison Square Garden. He went to see a play, Your Arms Too Short to Box with God. You know, he went to play on Broadway. He was just enjoying himself. And when he finished doing the round, he ended up at Club Negril and there till the wee hours before him go home. And then after that, the whole thing started. I remember he lived till the following year, May. You know, so he lived past 3 weeks.
Is there anything that you haven't done that you want to do before you retire?
Honestly, there's many things I wanted to do, and some of them are still gonna do it, you know. I've never gotten into the area of production, producing music, play or something like that, but I have the ability. I know what it takes to do that, you know, and that is one of my desire. Right now I have an offer from a major company in the States. It's an affiliate of CBS about a documentary. When they hear my stories, a documentary, you know, they want to do about my journey in the business because there's so much things that you don't even hear quarter of them yet. And these are actually incidents that I was privileged to be present and witness, and a lot of them I'm part of, you know. So it's like I couldn't stop. As far as me concerned, this word retirement is not in my category. You know, I don't know that word. I hear it is not for me because right now I feel like I can go another 20, 30 years at the level that I'm going. So, you know, for my book rather, I'm putting together a package. We're going to do a book tour. Just go out and sign in book. No. Right, I'm going to produce a presentation package called Reggae My Life is Tour in a tribute to my great friend Robbie Shakespeare, because we shared a lot of great moments with Sly and Robbie over the years. So I'm planning to put back the Revolutionaries band together, you know, with Ansel Collins, Sly, Lloyd Parks and them, and then go to a book tour named Reggae My Life is, right, with performances by special artists through that era, you know, in different countries, and the feedback I am getting from it around the world is excellent, you know, and I feel good about it because these are things that I wanted to accomplish. Because remember, you know, I took the first and only African Sunsplash tour to Africa, you know, right? 130 people from here I took to Africa. Burning Spear, Judy Mowatt, Chalice, Sly and Robbie, Yellow Man, and we had two African groups, King Sunny Ade and Fela Kuti, right, touring Africa under the banner of Reggae Sunsplash. It was an event supposed to be run by Synergy, but 2 weeks before the show, Synergy dropped out because of some differences between Tony Johnson and them. And then everybody come to me and say, you're the most important person to take over this thing. I said, but I'm a one-man. Synergy is a big organization, you know. And then I called Ronnie Burke. I said, Ronnie, what happened? So well, Tony requested certain things before he leave, and they didn't want to do it, so he dropped out. So they said I'm the best person. I hesitated a lot because the days of going to Africa, you need a lot of things get done, you know. And as Minister Green said at Robbie funeral, after that tour, Robbie came back and trimmed off him dread.
Just one final thing, Copeland, this idea of a reggae month. Do you think it will help to preserve and to deal with some of the problems that you identified?
Yes, you know, I'm happy when they started doing it, and I made a point of duty. Any part of the world I'm at, I always come down for that, to be a part of it. It's great that we can recognize our artists. It gives me an opportunity to speak on a platform like this, because I do a lot of PowerPoint presentation around the world, you know. And I enjoy doing that. As a matter of fact, I'm doing that more so now than being managing artists. But I will give advice and things. But doing the PowerPoint presentation, I find it, and I found it very good and very great, because people learn a lot about the music and the country. So I will do sometimes a 60-minute one or a 9. I do it in Australia, in Thailand, you know, and people turn out. Because what hurt me a lot is when we have these conferences and seminars in Jamaica, the artists, them don't come to it, you know. Is most of the time is the lay people them fill up the place. And this is where you have to come to learn, because the topics that you learn from, you know, so you as an artist can understand the business more, because most of them don't understand that it's 80% business and 20% entertainment, you know, so you need to learn that part. So during Reggae Month, there are opportunities that they can learn from things like what me and you doing here now, and hear some of the stories, so that the wrongs can be right when they come into the picture. They don't have to follow the same route that some of the mistakes that some of the artists made over the years, because a lot of them make a lot of mistakes, but they couldn't help it because, you know, they didn't have the knowledge and the education. We are one of the greatest thing in reggae music, because when you have a music where everybody wants to sing like you, look like you, dance like you, walk like you, talk like you, we have something special. Jamaica is a very special country, you know, and we must nurture it and just let it grow, you know, and cut down from the present situation where violence and things is concerned, because we can make it a better place, you know. And Jamaica is my home. I don't care if I have 10 different passports in 10 different countries. This is where it's at. This is where I grew. This is where I was born, and it's always been my blood. And thanks to you Jamaican people who supported me over the years in every aspect and respect.
Copeland Forbes, thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you for having me. And I hope I can do more like this, because I'm a good talker, you know.
I can.
Sometimes
we see that.
Yeah.
You're welcome, sir.
Jamaica, where the music make you feel greater. When you feel the beat, don't fight it. Move your body, hey, just ignite it.
Everybody move, 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 just rock and groove. Everybody move, 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 just rock and groove.
With love, we can do anything. If our hearts join in unity. Yeah. Can you feel the love? Can you feel it? One world, one heart, one spirit.
Can you feel the love? Can you feel it? One world, one heart, one spirit.
Can you feel the love? Can you feel it? One world, one heart, one spirit.
Can you feel the love? Can you feel it? One world, one heart, one spirit.
And I know, yes, I know that it's easier said than done. But I'm sure it's more than words we once we overcome. The things that divide us, just let love unite us.
Tell me, can you feel it? That define us and that which unite us in love.
Feel the love, can you feel it? One world, one heart, one spirit.
Can you feel the love? Can you feel it? One world, one heart, one spirit.
Can you feel the love? Can you feel it? One world, one heart, one spirit.
Can you feel the love? Can you feel it? One world, one heart, one spirit.
What about you? Feel the love, I can't hear from you.
Feel the love.
I do feel the love, and whatever you do, miss, I feel the love. What about you? Feel the love, I can't hear from you.
Feel the love.
I do feel the love, and whatever you do, miss, I feel the love.
Woo!
Yo, artist man. Just touched down in a my new car. Before me and the crew park. Have a safeguard, need insurance, said speed link up artist man. Them cover everything on the road. All taxi and bus we alone. Classic ride or bike move safe with great rates for insure anything you drive. Do it right from the start. Cover your ride with Auto Smart. Get insured fast and claims with speed. Multi-plans, no interest fee. Do it right from the start. Cover your ride with Auto Smart.
Underwritten by General Accident Insurance.
We can do anything if we put our hearts to it. I'm so sorry the song not so quick though, okay? Like seriously.
We could have continued
I
singing
know.
forever, though.
Can you feel the love? Can you feel it? One world, one heart, one spirit. That's my favorite line. Anyways, guys, welcome, welcome, welcome to another Reggae Wednesdays celebration, courtesy of JARIA. My name is Debbie Bassoon, and let me use the opportunity to introduce my co-host and also singer extraordinaire, Miss Jamaica World 2021, Kalia Hall. Hi, Kalia. How are you?
Hello, Debbie. Look at us twinning tonight.
No, I love it. Look at you. Like,
we'll show the people them.
Yeah, for real. Look at us. We didn't even plan it, but we ended up looking fabulous, right?
Yes.
You look lovely. Guys, together we will introduce or reintroduce you to some fantastic female artists who are ably supported by this awesome band, Into Nation.
Most definitely, Debbie. They are a fitting support to the amazing lineup of queens we have for tonight. In fact, 2 of them produced the song that we just sang, which was actually my talent for Miss World in Puerto Rico. So big thank you to Yuan and Brinton.
Woo, big up Yuan and Brinton. In fact, Yuan pulled me out of singing sabbatical, so I'm just giving him props, you know what I mean, because he did that. And ladies and gentlemen, our JARIA chairman, because he's been working so hard, he's also the band leader of Into Nation. He's also an attorney at law, Johan Simpson. Please give it up for him, please. You can stand, sir, so that we can see you. Yes, give us a virtual applause, please. Hardworking chairman there. Yeah.
While we recognize our awesome chairman and his band, tonight is about Jamrock Diamonds. It's all about the women. Women have always played a major role in Jamaica's music industry. And so I want to take the moment to pause and recognize some of the stalwarts who have really broken down strong barriers and paved the way in this industry.
Millie Small.
Hortense Ellis.
Marcia Griffiths.
Judy Mowatt.
Rita Marley.
Phyllis Dillon.
Cynthia Sholas.
Doreen Schaefer.
Yeah, or Schaffer. I think
Schaffer?
that's it. Yeah.
Okay.
Sheila Hilton.
Lady G.
Lady Saw.
Pam Hall.
Yeah. We also have Lorna Bennett.
And then Karen Smith.
Tanya Stevens.
Nadine Sutherland.
And we could go on and on and on and on, but it is showtime. Are you ready?
JARIA has also a tradition of showcasing up-and-coming young talent, and they insist on breaking down barriers for women in the industry. Our first artist hails from the parish of St. Anne, which is actually my home parish, and she comes on stage with her light to blaze the opening fire for us.
Yep, JARIA Reggae Month Massive online. Everywhere you are watching this right now, please make welcome a Black Queen straight out of St. Anne. Black Queen.
What is this? What is this I'm witnessing in life? A black man telling a black girl she's too dark to be his wife. Now here comes a Rasta man and contradict the thing. I tell her how much she are the queen and him a king. But since him go get a break and get a bus and thing, he go find himself a browning and a peer muggling. So it doesn't make no sense you contradict the thing. Cause I know for who no make woman go bleach out them skin. You know we really need to stop and check we mates and think about all the things we do and all the things we say. Like how we cuss with children, know them ugly and them black. That's why enough of we not turn out like Baracas. If we can't love yourself, no we can love anyone else. But don't blame us, it's not your fault. It's meant to slavery blame, it's fun. And if we don't know where you're coming from, we won't know where to start. So don't blame us, it's not your fault. Just meant to slavery blame, it's fun. Yeah, imagine a country that is 90% black. And when you check the ratio and you check out all the facts, most Miss Jamaican contestants look white. The message that we're sending to a penny that not right. And when you see some other move uneven, I just low self-esteem, make them a move so evil still. It doesn't matter about the color of your skin. What matter is the power that you put within. But if you can't love yourself, no, you can love anyone else. But don't blame us, it's not your fault. Just meant to slavery blame, it's fun. And if we don't know where you're coming from, we won't know where to start. So don't blame us, it's not your fault. Let's meant to slavery blame, it's fun. Yeah. Oh, I remember when I was a little girl, them used to tell me something I'm gonna make it cause I'm pretty, yes, but I'm too black. That was from my own people. Enough man can't appreciate them black man. And you see if them have a brown and a white girl by them side, them don't feel like them on nobody. But a low self-esteem make you feel like that. Can you hear me and say, I want to hear about eye skin color? Eye skin color is my color. Real black power. Can't love yourself. That's why I'm call myself Black Queen. You see me? I'm a strong black Nubian queen. If you can't love yourself, no, you can love anyone else. But don't blame us, it's not our fault. Just meant to slavery blame, it's fun. And if you don't know where you're coming from, you won't know where to start. So don't blame us, it's not our fault. Just meant to slavery blame, it's fun. Yeah. Can't love yourself, anyone else. Alright, not our fault. Yeah. Cause if you can't love yourself, then you can love anyone else. Oh, don't blame us, it's not our fault. This meant to slavery blame, it's fun. And if we don't know where we're coming from, we won't know where to start. VM, we're here for you. We are written into this land. You are written into our story. Together stronger we stand. Your win is our victory. We're a firm foundation, here to stay. Build you a brighter way.
VM Group. Transform your everyday.
Oh my gosh, her performance was incredible. She's truly a black queen. I love her voice.
She really is.
She's amazing.
Boy, Debbie, talent truly abounds in this country. And Jamaica continues to impact the world, not only with its rich culture, but also nice people.
Yeah.
So, who do you have for us next?
Well, we're going across the waters because, as we know, guys, reggae is not just owned by us here in Jamaica, right? Our Caribbean brothers and sisters embrace it as theirs and help to keep the reggae flag flying high always. So, the next sister you will see is Nikita. Now, she's an independent Guyanese artist and an all-round performer. Back in 2009, she entered her first junior calypso competition, later becoming the queen of junior category, or in the junior category, in 2010 with the song Don't Want to Be Born, which to date is still a big song in Guyana. Yeah. And also in the diaspora as well. Now, ladies and gentlemen, this undefeated children's and junior calypso monarch in Guyana, and also the lead singer of the Heatwave Band, is here with us as a guest of JARIA, bringing sweet reggae sounds from the vocals of a Guyanese queen. Ladies and gentlemen, JARIA members online, please put your hands together for Nikita.
Hey, what's up? My name is Nikita and I am from Georgetown, Guyana. This is my first time in Jamaica and I'm happy to say that I've been enjoying my rides with 876 on the go. Now let me tell you something, the service is very fast, efficient, reliable and affordable. The drivers are very courteous and the best part about it is that I didn't even have to pick up my phone to call. I just downloaded the app from my app store, follow a few simple quick steps and boom. A car was dispatched to me. You can also visit their website at 876onthego.com for more information. I would recommend them definitely to anyone that's visiting Jamaica. Just make sure you check them out. That's 876 on the go. Nikita said that.
Good evening, all of my queens. I want to see some hearts right now. Send up some flags where you're representing from. See, this one is from my mama. My mama, mama, mine. Oh, mama, I have seen you struggle. Papa shut the door and he gone. Working 9 to 5, that's your hustle to put food on the table and buy uniform. Many do not know your story. They treat you like rubbish, somewhat you would scorn. But you take care of your children, don't care what's on, you still stand strong. Mama, so royalty, it suits you. Mama, you are a queen indeed. Mama, don't make no boy control you to go through that struggle, it's not your destiny. Mama, Father God will bless you. Mama, He will try up all your tears. Mama, the things you taught me would not fall on deaf ears. See, I come home from school, do homework every day. Read a summer day from the Bible and pray. Watch your friends and company, stay away if you may. You say, and what you say, hey, hey. Preach to me to love and respect the elderly. Practice common courtesy even to my family. Watch the way my father treat you to rush like you say. You say, Mommy, you'll achieve your destiny. Nobody can stop you. Damn, can't stop you, no, 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 no. Grateful for all you give to me. Oh, Mama, you know I love you so. Mama, royalty, it suits you. Mama, you are a queen indeed. Mama, no make no boy control you to go through that struggle, it's not your destiny. Mama, Father God, He will bless you. Mama, He will dry up all your tears. Mama, the things you taught me would never fall on deaf ears. One drop. Mama, you're my queen, you're my empress divine. Push through your battles, you held your head high. Never regrets, you tell your daughter, reach to the sky, it's no lie, it's no lie. I treat you like my bestie, we laugh together, only God alone above ya. There's no other, I promise you, trust me, I say, we are gonna make it so one day. Mommy, you'll achieve your destiny. no, 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 no. Grateful for all you give to me. Oh, mama, you know. Nikita, love you so. Mama, royalty, it suits ya. Mama, you are a queen indeed. Mama, don't make no boy control you to go through that struggle. It's not your destiny. Mama, Father God will bless ya. Mama, will dry up all your tears. Mama, the things you taught me would never fall on deaf ears. Oh no, 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 no. Whoa, oh, oh, oh. Nikita, I love ya, I love ya, mama, mama, mama. I want to encourage you all to love and respect our queens, protect our queens. Hey, oh, oh, no, 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 no. Oh, 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 oh. Yeah, yeah, no. Thank you so much. Jamaica, you feeling all right? I hope y'all feeling all right, because I'm feeling absolutely amazing. This is my first time here in Jamaica, and it feels so good to be performing for you guys. Now, this next song I'm going to do is another original piece of mine, and I'm going to do this one for the people, because there's strength in numbers, you know, there's strength in unity. Intonation. Let's go. Intonation and Nikita got to tell you again. We're gonna tell you again, yeah. My people rise up, oh Lord. It's time to stand up and fight. No more oppressing with the most high blessings. We're stronger together, united. Black people rise up. God knows we've got to stand up and fight. For the most time we press it, we're pressing together. We never had a chance. Our forefathers been fighting so we can do this alone. We tired of the ignorance. We down for 100 in bondage. No, we won't take it no more. Never forgetting all the shackles and the whips across our backs, raping our people, taking advantage 'cause we're black. But still we press on. 'Cause coffee fought for our freedom, and for this we must stand strong. People rise up, oh Lord. It's time to stand up and fight. No more oppressing with the most high blessing. We're stronger together, united. Black people rise up. God knows we've got to stand up and fight. We got the blessing from the most high. We press it, we're pressing together. JARIA, tell them never ever shall we fail. None of them weapons against we can never prevail. We'll never stand aside while our brothers and our sisters get pushed over by the wayside. Forever stand firm to give a clear direction to the future generation. We've got to press on. See Martin strong for our freedom. For this we must stand strong. People rise up, oh Lord. It's time to stand up and fight. No more oppressing with the most high blessing. Stronger together, united. Black people rise up. God knows we've got to stand up and fight. We got the blessing. We got the blessing. We got the blessing. Take it away, intonation. So we got to tell them again, we got the blessing, we got the blessing, yeah. Thank you so much.
My performance is coming to an end almost. I don't want to go. But I have to go. Please permit me to say a special thank you, first of all, to JARIA Entertainment for this amazing opportunity. Like I mentioned, this is my first time here, and it's been an awesome, awesome experience. I also want to thank my sponsors at home in Guyana that helped to make this possible. There are quite a few to mention right now, but I'm very, very grateful for the opportunity. Of course, this amazing band behind me. You guys have been so welcoming since I arrived, so I appreciate the love. Mr. Simpson, I see you. Thank you so much. And of course, you, Jamaica, thank you for inviting me into your homes. Thank you for inviting me to your families. Herbal Expression and Dancehall Hostel, you guys have been so hospitable, I really appreciate it. And of course, 876 On The Go. Now, it gives me great pleasure to perform this final piece for you. It was done by one of your very own queens of reggae, the lovely lady Marcia Griffiths. Now, there's some movement involved, so wherever you are, whatever you're doing, feel free to get up and slide with me, okay? Come on, boys, let's go. It's electric.
You can see it. It's electric. You gotta feel it. It's electric. Ooh, it's shaking. It's electric. She gonna mess again. She's a bumping like a manic. She's a moving like electric. She sure got the boogie. You gotta know it. It's electric. Boogie, woogie, woogie. Then you can't hold it. It's electric. Boogie, woogie, woogie. But I know it's there. Hey, there and everywhere. I'm gonna move. I'm going on a party ride. I've got to groove. And from this music I just can't hide. Are you coming with me? Come, let me take you on a party ride. Teach you, I'll teach you the electric slide. Some say it's a mistake, it's electric. Boogie, woogie, woogie. You can't resist it, it's electric. Boogie, woogie, woogie. You can't do without it, it's electric. Boogie, woogie, woogie. Taking a mess again, she's a moving like a man, and she's a moving like electric. She sure got the boogie. Don't wanna lose it, it's electric. Boogie, woogie, woogie. But it can't use it, it's electric. Boogie, boogie, boogie. But I know it's there. Hey, there and everywhere. Come on, girls, let's move. Teach you, I'm gonna teach you the electric slide. Let's see you moving. It goes, hola, hola, eh, hola, eh, eh, hola, hola, eh, hola, eh, hola, hola, eh, hola, eh, hola, hola, eh. Come on, let's see what I'm saying. Hola, hola, eh, hola, oh, eh, hola, hola, eh, hola, eh, hola, hola, eh, hola, eh, hola, hola, eh. Come on, boys, take it away. Thank you once again, Jamaica. Thank you, JARIA. I've had an awesome experience right here. And I hope we get to meet again really soon.
for sharing your gift with us, coming all the way to Jamaica. What a beautiful voice and just full of vibes.
Oh gosh,
we
she
were
made me wanna
backstage
boogie.
dancing.
Yeah, she was incredible. So good. And thank you for waving the reggae flag all the way in Guyana. We love you for that, for sure. Yep.
Yes, reggae music is Jamaica's clarion call. A message to the world that it's not really about the resources we have, but how we use what we have available to us to not just better ourselves, but the world we live in.
Mm-hmm. And, you know, Nikita gave a beautiful tribute, of course, to our icons. Marcia Griffiths there with Electric Slide, Boogie, Woogie, Woogie. But really, to Bob Marley and the Wailers, and, you know, February is Bob Marley's birthday, so much to celebrate this month. Thank you again, Nikita, for paying tribute to a lovely icon, the queen of reggae music, Marcia Griffiths.
And let's not forget our sponsors. Without them, tonight would not have been possible.
Yeah, so thank you to the Ministry of Culture, Gender, Entertainment and Sport.
Chase Fund.
Thanks to the VM Group.
As well as AutoSmart.
Phase 3 Production.
Straight Productions.
Starlight Production.
Creation Foods.
Footprint Cafe. And 876 on the go. Thank you guys so much for supporting JARIA Reggae Wednesdays and ensuring that we carry on the rich legacy of our music.
Women in music have triumphed by simply showing up in a space that some people refer to as the boys' club.
Mm-hmm.
And so I want to give a special big up to a strong and renowned woman in reggae, Queen Ifrica, a lioness on the rise, a woman who no afraid of nobody. As well as introduce to you another lioness on the rise, a multi-talented visual artist specializing in photography and an amazing writer and performing artist. Let us welcome Jamrock Diamond, Joby J.
And everybody will laugh with you. Are your friend. Just know that some people true colors not show same time. You have to be careful out there. And everybody mean your way. Some of them just want your story to tell. See you arise, but them no understand. Say I no look, I just judge a hand. Some will be happy while some will pretend. And them I watch you passing, now you can't. To them no know a long time you pray. Raise your head up to the sky and say, you can't trust people, cause them are actors and them are liars. Even your friend them will betray you for your paper. You can't trust people, cause them are actors and them are liars. You can't trust people, and I know every evil look evil. Watch the ones who always ask you how you're doing, but never talk about themselves. They always wanna know what's going on, but never offer you no help. Be wary of the ones who said them support you. Them same one will be the first ones to judge you. So when me tell you, say people fake, and this a advice you fi take. You can't trust, cause them are actors and them are liars. Even your friend them will betray you for your paper, paper, paper. You can't trust people, cause them are actors and them are liars. You can't trust people, and I know every evil look evil. Keep your third eye open, and yes, sometimes you have to judge them. Protect your space and your energy, cause envy and jealousy, it's a selfish world. Trust me, you will see that everything is not what it seems. Me say you can't trust people. Can't trust. You can't trust people. Me say you can't trust people. Can't trust. Me say you can't trust. Me say you can't trust. Me say you can't trust people. Can't trust. And them are actors and them are liars. Can't trust. You can't trust people. Can't trust. And every evil. Can't trust. Can't trust. Can't trust people. Can't trust. You can't trust people. Can't trust. You can't trust people. Me say you can't trust. Me say you can't trust people, 'cause them are actors and them are liars. You can't trust people, and I know every evil look evil. Yeah, can't trust people, right? True. All right, so this next one is a favorite, I think. Big up Queen Africa anywhere she there. Queen in this. Yeah, let's go. Are you ready? Are you ready? Are you ready? Are you ready? Ready, ready. Are you ready? Are you ready? Are you ready? Are you ready? Yeah, yeah, yeah. And the road is called up. I'll be standing taller to face the darkest and the hardest of time. We'll be taking care of all the children thereof, but if it's required, we'll be on the front line. You can call me by my name. I am ready to roll. Once the rules remain the same, how the story's been told. Call me anytime. Never come out. A lioness is on the rise. Don't you ever have doubt. Never say never, willingness forever to fight and be strong. Once it's for better, I'll write every letter and moving right along. And I'll roll with the punches, accept changes, work with the formula, do what I have to do, and call me by my name. I am ready to roll. Once the rules are made, how the story's been told. Whoa, I say call me, call me, call me anytime. A lioness is on the rise. Don't you ever have doubt. When you are willing to serve, we have room to observe, to see if you can walk the walk you talk. Let me give you my word, my voice must be heard. Bravery is the beat of my heart. Call me by my name. I am ready to roll. Once the rules remain the same, how the story's been told. I'm gonna say call me, I'm gonna say call me anytime. Never come out. A lioness is on the rise. Don't you ever have doubt. Call me by my name. I am ready to roll. How the story's been told. Call me anytime. Call me anytime, anytime, anytime. Don't you ever have doubt. I'm gonna say, are you ready? Are you ready? Ooh, are you ready? Are you ready? Are you ready? Ooh, are you ready? Are you ready? Are you ready? Are you ready? Yes, Lioness on the Rise. Yes, dedicated to all the queens, all the women. And we're keeping the same vibe with dedicating it to the women, since, you know, it's an all-female show. Yeah, so this is Big Girl Thing, and it's a favorite. So, yeah, we're going right tonight. Big Girl Thing, Serious Meds. Yeah. Joby J. I'm sorry if you never get for treat me like you want to treat me. Me not gonna make you take your dirty foot and walk over me. Not a toy for you to treat how you please. Use me, abuse me, and then you leave. I'm a big girl now, thick skin, strong bones. I'm at your mind, and yes, a girl that knows that karma is a thing, so I will leave it be. Me not go stress myself and take the work from thee. girl thing. Say me nah in a laughing thing. I me not in a no romping thing. Eventually your true colors will show. I me not romp because you are what you are. All you do is waste me time, no add no value to my life. I feel be selective with my space and my energy. I'm sorry if you never get to treat me like you want to treat me. Me not gonna make you take your dirty foot and walk over me. I'm not a toy for you to treat how you please. Use me, abuse me, and then you leave. I'm a big girl now, thick skin, strong bones. I'm at your mind, and yes, a girl that knows that karma is a thing, so I will leave it be. Me not gonna stress myself and get the work on me. Hey, I'm in no laughing thing. I'm in a no ramping thing. Eventually, I'm in a ramp to cut you off. If I do, I waste my time. I add no value to my life, and now I ramp to cut you off. Ramp to cut you off. Ramp to cut you off. Sorry if you never get to tell me more lies. Don't come to me with fake tears in your eyes. Me not have dumb mark on my forehead. Think me I go change my mind as I say sorry. I love you, yes, but I love me more. I know my worth, I know there's better things in store. Karma is a thing, I'm gonna leave it be. Me not go stress myself over no man. Big girl thing, so me not in a no laughing thing. I'm in a no ramping thing. Eventually, I'm in a ramp to cut you off. If all you do, I waste some time. I feel be selective with my space and energy. I feel be selective with my space and energy. Space and my energy. I feel be selective with my space and my energy. I feel be selective with my space. Space and my energy. I feel be selective with my space. Big girl thing. I'm in a no laughing thing. I'm in a no romping thing. Eventually, will show. Eventually, I'm in a ramp because you are. If all you do is waste my time, I add no value to my life. May I feel be selective with my space and my energy. The boys, queen, woman, you are a queen. The world will make you feel like you're defeated. Them lift you up and then them leave you stranded. Queen, woman, you are a queen. Pull up your head, my girl. Remember, say we run the world one more time. Queen, woman, you are a queen. The world will make you feel like you're defeated. Them lift you up and then them leave you stranded. Queen, woman, you are a queen. Pull up your head, my girl. Remember, say how we run the world. I feel be selective with my space and energy. Space and my energy. I feel be selective with my space and my energy. I feel be selective with my space and my energy. Space and my energy. I feel be selective with my space. Big girl sing. Yeah.
Wow, Joby J really brought her soul to the stage, and her outfit, hair, nails,
everything, the whole package. She's amazing. Jamaica really have some great talent, you know, for real. For real, yeah.
Joby is also invested in the industry, as she, with few other young artists, have dedicated their time and energy to the service of the industry as board members of the Jamaica Reggae Industry Association. She is the artist rep on the board.
And she loves her role, guys. And we also have another director of JARIA here with us. Our guitarist is a member of JARIA. He is Mr. Othniel Halliburton. Yes, there he is right over there giving the salute. He is our education director. Now, guys, having worked with JARIA for a few years, I must big up the successful team at JARIA, but also the successive chairman as well. And in fact, of course, the entire team right now, the board members, they've worked so hard over the last 12 years, of course, to put and establish JARIA as at the forefront of Reggae Month and the celebration and also of carrying forward reggae's rich culture. So, you can agree with me, right? Because we saw the next performer around there. She was getting herself ready. And you know what I mean?
Nice.
Yeah,
Can't
she's
wait to hear
about
her.
now to change things up and take the vibe to a next level. Ladies and gentlemen, this performer needs no introduction. From she born, she has sing, she has perform. She has been so consistent in her delivery. Very, very, very talented. An excellent performer, excellent singer. It is my pleasure to introduce to the stage our very own Nadine Sutherland.
Virgil, Tara, being in with snow. You said you'd do anything for me. But how far, but how far, but how far would you go? Come on, I will do anything just for you. Make you feel happy and I never make it. I will do anything just for you. Sacrifice my love, I couldn't live without you. This is war. War. This is war. No one makes me feel quite like you. The things you say, my love, the things you do. This is war. This is war. And if Bush was here, he'll say, you could have give your heart, your mind and soul, and everything. And the next man, they will do it. Oh, wah! And a DJ singing. Which one of them you want to make me know? And that a be no terror, fabulous or a show. And I need soul up on the mic and you know me just a DJ, just a rock it. So this is war. War. This is war. Feeling? Are we good? Yeah. It is such a pleasure for me to be here, celebrating women in reggae, to be performing on the stage, the same stage with the icon, Judy Mowatt. I look up to her, so make up yourself, Miss Mowatt. I would like to sing for you one of my love songs, if it's okay with you. So, ready? This is for my baby face. You got a cute baby face. This is for my baby face. Yeah, 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 yeah. Now listen now. We have so many things in common. Yeah, we are two different people. We just love being around each other. Yet we give each other space to grow. Step by step, we are getting stronger. I don't know where this will go, but I'm so glad we are taking it slow. Baby face, you got a cute baby face. This is what my baby face. Yes, yeah. Take it down for me. Tonight, I'd like to pay homage to one of our ancestors, Mr. Bob Marley. And I love this little love song, and I know everybody knows this song. And I want you all to sing along with me. Okay? Alrighty. Turn your lights down low and pull your window curtain. Oh, let your moon come shining in into our life again. Oh, I wanna give you some love, yeah. I wanna give you some good loving. I wanna give you some love. I wanna give you some good loving. 'Cause this is for my baby face. You got a cute baby face. This is for my baby face. Yeah, 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 yeah. My baby, 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 yeah, yeah, yeah. Yay! Thank you, my wonderful audience. And I would like to do this song for you. I call it the everlasting song. This song is like going, going, going. I'm so proud to share this song with the incredible Terror Fabulous, one of the biggest, baddest DJ ever in the world. Let's do it. Let's get some action in here. Ooh, ooh, yeah, 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 yeah. Oh, yeah. Action, not a bag of mouth. Sweet. Love you make the girl them break out. Action, not a bag of mouth. Sweet. Love you make the girl them break out. You think you are so fine. Big chat no work, yeah, man, watch your time. Stop playing with my mind. No one in a joke and she will wonder why. You call me on the phone, 1 hour at a talking angel could and now I want you home. I told Jackie says she not use no stuff. Action, not a bag of mouth. Sweet. Love you make the girl them broke out. Action, not a bag of mouth. Sweet. Love you make the girl them break out. I need some action, tender satisfaction. My chemistry is flowing. Can you cause a chain reaction? I need some action, tender satisfaction. My chemistry is flowing. Can you cause a chain reaction? Because I bet boom, she no want to know. She want a man to look at red to girl. So when I make love to woman like a war, them I go. When I ball in a I call up and say you must be insect. Woman no one a man, we make sure you beg. Yeah, give me the falling rain. Pray, loving and mix up our brain. Action, not a bag of mouth. Sweet. Love me make the girl them break out. Action, not a bag of mouth. Sweet. Love me make the girl them break out. I need selection, tender satisfaction. My chemistry is flowing. Can you cause a change? I need selection, tender satisfaction. My chemistry is flowing. Can you cause a change? Because I've been doing but listen no one to know. She wants a man to love her and look her up so. And I make love to woman like a wide and I go, man, I got it. I call up and say you must say insect. Woman, no one a man to make sure you pay. Action, not a bag of mouth. Sweet. Love me make the girl them break out.
So we make the girl them broke out. I need some action, tender satisfaction. My chemistry is flowing. Can you cause a chain reaction? I need some action, tender satisfaction. My chemistry is flowing. Can you cause a chain reaction? Thank you.
Thank you so very much. One left. Woo!
Debbie, I remember watching Nadine Sutherland on TV when I was a little girl, so seeing her in flesh,
yeah, man,
was amazing.
Action, not a bag of mouth. Hey, oh my God, Nadine, such an awesome job. Thank you so much for being a part of this event and for burning a fire for all the ladies in reggae music, and of course, empowering other women to continue to do their thing in the reggae music industry as well. So thanks again for joining us. We have to acknowledge our sponsors because without them, this would not be possible. So again, thanks to the Ministry of Culture, Gender, Entertainment and Sports and
the Chase Fund,
VM Group,
Autosmart,
Face Reproduction,
Starlight Production,
Creation Foods,
and Footprints Cafe.
And also 876 on the go. Thanks, guys. Thanks to everybody who made sure that we were on and popping for Reggae Wednesdays for another Wednesday. Yeah.
Yes, so the next act is Empowered, Bold, Fiery. She's a trained performer from Edna Manley School of Music. She mixes her love for jazz and neo-soul with reggae and dancehall, presenting a versatile artist who is definitely one to look out for.
Yep, and she has been doing her thing already inside the music industry, guys, providing vocals for albums of Grammy-nominated and Grammy-winning artists. We're talking about Shaggy and Spice as well. Coming to the Reggae Wednesday stage, massive, put your hands together for the one, the only, the super talented Zayna.
Something in the air, something strange around here. No one's got the answer. You've got some explaining to do. See, you're going round with your dirty lies and you're sitting by watching people die, making all these promises that you very well know you will not keep. Oh, it's a earthquake, but you get what you deserve. See, your time to serve will come. It's a go. It's coming, 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 coming for you. I see you running, 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 but there's nowhere to go. It's coming for you. It's coming for you. Ooh. Listen, what's next? Or life to threat? Already in the depths of our depths, not enough yet. Can't you feel our pain? You're busy watching the sun while we flee from the rain. Flee from the rain over us every day, like a shirt on a stain. No, like a stain on a shirt. See, you've been a confused with from birth since we came from the dirt. First third of the oh, it's a earthquake, but you get what you deserve. See, your time to serve will come. It's a come. Something in the air.
So right about now, we're tired of the stress. We're tired of the depress. We're tired of the restrictions. We're tired of the limitations. We're tired of the lockup. We're tired of the lockdowns. We're tired for the inside. Right, people? So right about now, we just want to spend some time, you know, with family, friends, the people, them, man. I don't know. Just saying. But most importantly, we want to spend some time outside. Yeah? Alright. Okay. Yeah. Listen. Slow driving, we vibing and liming no life, so we have spent some time. We thriving, no hiding, right timing. We just a dive right in. We outside. I spend some time. Yeah, we have spent some time. We alright. I spend some time. Yeah, we have spent some time. We outside. I spend some time. Yeah, we have spent some time. Yeah, man, we alright. I spend some time. Yeah. Hey. So make we do what we always wanted. No more screechy, rasta now move like no ballet. Cash flow and we not beg. Police now search we like we wanted. Slow driving, we vibing and liming no life. So we have spent some time. We thriving, no hiding, a right timing. We just a dive right. Hey, we outside. I spend some time. Hey, we just a spend some time. We alright. I spend some time. Yeah, we have spent some time. Hey, we outside. Spend some time. We don't spend some time. Yeah, man, we alright. I spend some time. Yeah. Open life, we in the vibes. I party all night, see the sunrise. Arms up, hold it on, arms loaded, and we roaming with no restrictions. Feeling alone, hey, slow driving. Hey, we vibing. Hey, alright, time in the air, so dive right in. Honey, this is paradise. Honey, oh, honey, this is paradise. Honey, oh, spend some time. Every little thing is gonna be alright. I spent some time. Hey, da 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 da. Hey, da 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 outside. Way outside. Yeah, man. So you don't know, JARIA, grateful to be here, you know. And this next song, I couldn't leave without doing it. Because you know, say it's the crowd favorite. So right about now, just want to say, big up on yourself and get yourself ready for this one. You do it without even trying. It's just your natural vibe to put a smile up on my face in a way I can't describe. How do you do it so effortlessly easy, so cool and full of charm? You know just how to please me, baby. I love the way, baby. I love the way you do it so easy. You make me happy, baby. I love the way, baby. I love the way you do it so easy. You make me happy. Eyes that read my very soul, see the depth of stories untold. Your lips, a gentle reminder. No kind of words have been unguarded. How do you do it? I love the way you squeeze me, so warm when I am in your arms.
Wagwan. I am Kadeem Henry, Broker Service Associate at AutoSmart Insurance Company. As a Reggae Month sponsor, we add our support in lauding the great minds of this renowned genre and culture that has charmed the world. AutoSmart is proud to honor cultural icons whose work has created a space for Jamaicans to be acknowledged, encouraged, and entertained. Thank you, JARIA, and the Ministry of Culture, Gender, Entertainment and Sports for fostering growth in the reggae community. Congratulations to everyone who will be honored during Reggae Month 2022. And remember, do it right from the start, insure with AutoSmart.
Zayna was really a powerhouse of an artist, don't it?
No, man, I love her. From vocals to outfits, Zayna, she has it for sure. I love that.
And music is not an easy industry to be in, so she's truly a Jamrock diamond.
Oh, for sure, we know it's not an easy road. I mean, they say the glamour and the glitter and them think are better roads, but it's not, seriously. But you know what, Zayna? You're doing it, and we're looking forward to other great songs coming out from you for the rest of the year.
Yes.
Yeah.
And we've seen women step up in the reggae industry, but there's still so much work to be done. We have to celebrate women such as Sis Carol, Jem Myers, JC Lodge, Lady G, Patra, Maca Diamond, Cecile, Etana, Coffee, Lila Ike, Shensia, Spice, and lastly, Savannah.
Of course, Savannah, real deal. Now, guys, our next performer is a living legend. One of the iconic figures in reggae, former member of the I Trees, a stalwart in the industry. Ladies and gentlemen, get up out on a seat and make sure that you acknowledge the presence of the one, the only, Judy Mowatt.
If you knew how much Jesus loves you, how much He cares for you, you wouldn't stay away. And if you knew you are His one desire, He'll set your soul on fire, you wouldn't stay away. Thank you, Lord, for what you've done for me. Thank you, Lord, for what you're doing now. Thank you, Lord, for every little thing. Yeah, yeah. Thank you, Lord, you made the birds sing. Sing along, sing along. Say that we know competition, but I made my decision. You can't keep your opinion. I'm just calling on the Holy Ghost communion. Thank you, Lord, for what you've done for a woman like me. Thank you, Lord, for what you're doing now, right now. Thank you, Lord, for every little thing. Yeah, yeah. Thank you, Lord, you made the birds sing. Sing along, sing along. Oh, thank you, Lord, for saving my soul. When you did, you made me whole. I wanna thank you. I wanna thank you. Lord Jesus, I wanna be more. I wanna be more than an ordinary servant. Wanna be more.
wanna be more, more. So not my will, Lord, but thine be done. It's not me, Lord, you're the only one. Lord, you know my heart and my way. You're still the potter, and I am still the clay. Search my life, see if there be anything wrong that don't belong. Please take it out of me. I want to be more than an ordinary servant. Want to be more. Say I want to be more. Let me be more. Want to be more. More. Hey, more. Said I want more. Lord, give me more of you. I need more of you. More. Yeah. Said I want more of you, Lord. Want to be like you, Jesus. It feels so good. You know, it's a good feeling to be among my sisters. I want to thank God that we are alive. I want to thank Him for the breath that is in our lungs, and that we are not in a hospital somewhere on a ventilator machine. And there's so much to give Him thanks for. I also want to thank JARIA for giving me this opportunity to be performing for you tonight. And so I just want to say, everybody, come on, let's go. Bob Marley! Bob Marley song! Feel their spirit. Feel their spirit. Feel their spirit. Lord, I thank you. Yeah. Lord, I thank you. I feel all right now. Feel all right now. Feel all right now. I feel all right now. Feel all right now. Said I feel all right now. Do Lord hear me? I beg you, Lord. Do Lord hear me? Do Lord hear me? I'm not boasting. I'm not boasting. Yeah. I'm not boasting. Hey, I feel like toasting. I said I just feel like toasting. Hey, I'm gonna put it on. Hey, I'm gonna put it on. Let me tell you again. I'm gonna put it on one more time. Do Lord hear? Do Lord, do Lord, do Lord, do Lord hear me? Hear me, Lord. Pow, 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 pow.
my good friend, them set me free again. Yes, my friend, my good friend, them set me free again. The bars could not hold me, words could not control me. Now, they try to keep me down, but Jah keep I around. Yes, I've been accused many times. Yes, I'm strongly abused now. Oh, yeah, but through the powers of the Most High, they've got to turn me loose now. Oh, yeah. Pow, 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 Yay! All right. They say when you train a man, you train an individual. But when you train a woman, you train the whole nation, because she is the first teacher. It starts in the womb. So we just want you brothers to take care of the sisters. They need you and you need them. All right? This is Black Woman. Black woman, ooh, black woman, like me you struggled long. Your truck on life's roughest road, and with the heaviest load. To be someone to belong, but you're nearing your mile under half furlong. Don't give up now, just pray for strength now. To you I'll dedicate my song. La da 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 la da da da. We are the said ones in the plantation, with lashes to our skin. On auction blocks we were chained and called band of merchandise. Carnally abused when born we were refused, thrown in the garbage bins. No need for that now, free yourself of that now. Help me sing my song. La da 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 da. When you're fighting, stand up for the right thing, not that which is wrong. I heard Rachel mourning for her children when Herod and Pharaoh took their little kids. But like Mary and like Joseph, the mother of Moses too, overcame man's evil devices. I'll dedicate my song to you. La da 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 la da da da. You're a black woman. You're a black woman. You're a a black woman. Yes, we're talking about our black sisters, Nanny of the Maroons, Harriet Tubman, and so much more. Yes. This song is dedicated to the children. Well, over the years we have seen how our children has been treated. Some of them has been gunned down, ill-treated. So much harm has been to our children. But we are saying a nation without a future, a nation without children will be just old men and women. And so we have to care for our children because our children need you. They say in Africa, it takes a village to rear a child. So please, don't abduct them, don't abuse them, don't sexually abuse them. We're crying this evening for the children. God bless the children. God bless the children, 'cause they can't stop what men do. And that's why, Lord, I call on you. They don't even know. They don't know how to sin. In these troubled times we're living in, when men fall, children cry, and dearest Lord, some will die. We just got to say, Lord, 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 Lord. Hear me now, Lord. Oh, God bless the children. God bless the children. Teach us how to love like never before. And may we never, never, never study war no more. Talk to the hearts of the sane man. Make them understand right now, Lord. It's the children's need. I know. Oh, yes, I know it's not right. But I mean, if they must fight, hear me now, Lord. Oh, Lord, God bless the children. God bless the children. Oh, God, God bless the children. We cry for the children. Hear a mother's cry right now, Lord. God, God bless the children. God bless the children. All right. This one is many are called, few are chosen. So watch out for the wolves in sheep clothing. All right? Many are called, few are chosen. You've got to be aware of the wolf in sheep clothing. Hey, hey, many are called, few are chosen. You You've got to be aware of the wolf in sheep clothing. Many say that they are our brothers, but there ain't much, no, to find. Many say that they are our sisters, but there ain't much to find. Many come saying, my brother love. Many come saying, my sister hail. Many come saying, a peace and unity, but there ain't no peace to find, 'cause many are called, few are chosen. You've got to be aware of the wolf in sheep clothing. Hey, many are called, few are chosen. You've got to be aware of the wolf in sheep clothing. Who profess that they are the true believers. Many preach, Lord, many teach. You better watch it, but it's just way out of reach. Many come saying, my brother love. Many come saying, my sister hail. Many come saying, a peace and unity, but there ain't no peace to find, 'cause many are called, few are chosen. You've got to be aware of the wolf in sheep clothing. Many are called, few are chosen. You've got to be aware the wolf in sheep clothing. Many are called, few are chosen. You've got to be aware of the wolf. Give me freedom, make me wanna me father. 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 Kill Jaman, me want to step it out of Babylon. Yes, Jaman, me want to step it in a Zion. Me want to step it with up in me father. Me want to step it in the place. I think I walk and talk with up in me father. The conquering lion of the tribe of Judah. Walk and talk with up in me father. The conquering lion of the tribe of Judah. Figure walk and talk with a father, conquering line of the tribe of Judah. Figure walk and talk with a father, conquering line of the tribe of Judah. Set it, repeat, do. You got to be aware of the wolf. You got to be aware of the wolf. You've got to be aware of the wolf.
my gosh, I don't know. I could listen to her for the whole entire night. But unfortunately, we've come to the end of the program. It has been so amazing, right? Yeah, and we have to say big up to our sponsors again, and also remember that you can check us out online on social media.
Follow us on Facebook at JARIA.online and on Instagram at JARIA Entertainment, as well as the website JARIAentertainment.com.
Yep, and it was a pleasure being our host. I loved hosting with you. It was such a joy, right?
This is my first hosting experience and it was wonderful.
No, you did good. You did very, very good.
Absolute honor.
And we must say big up to all the ladies who took the stage tonight, because tonight we wanted to show everybody that it's about leveling the playing field, right? Where gender is secondary and true talent is primary and first and leading and up front. And our ladies gave us that tonight. So we love them for it. So guys, yes, the end of the program. Make sure that you join us again next week for another in the Diamond series from JARIA. We're going to go into the sanctuary. It's all about reggae in the sanctuary, more precious than diamonds. So we'll see you then. Have a good evening.
Jamaica, the land of Bob Marley, Marcus Messiah Garvey, Usain Bolt, and of course, Reggae Month, the only month-long reggae music festival on planet Earth, where something reggae happens every day in the month of February, ranging from mega reggae concerts, reggae award ceremonies, and educational symposia on reggae. February is Reggae Month. Reggae Month is February, when Jamaica invites the world to come to Mecca, Reggae Mecca, and come catch the rhythm like no place else on earth, only in Jamaica.
And that's how I made to give him the go. Breathe, I'm delighted. Jano tell me passion ignited. Got the music get me excited. I'm coming like a boss.
Reggae is global. Reggae is everywhere.
Yeah, reggae is my life, you know, because I wasn't for reggae, man, I walk out saying that or something.
We have something which the world crave even right now. Reggae is internationally known.